assures youth their voices are being heard. Ministers conduct walkabout in downtown area, improved access to school for Pomeroon children, and American Airlines now landing at CJIA from JFK. Stay with us for the next half an hour as we take you through major stories covered from December 14 to 20. Several ministers of government conducted a walkabout in the downtown Stabroek area on Friday, where they met and interacted with citizens of all walks of life.
As is customary around the Christmas season, ministers of government on Friday afternoon gathered at the Stabroek Square to extend holiday greetings to citizens. The occasion was also used to distribute presents to children in the company of their parents. Ministers of Public Health and Public Security, the Honourable Valda Lawrence and the Honourable Kemrad Ramjatan, took a cool stroll through Stabroek Market, greeting both shoppers and members of the business community.
I want to wish every Guyanese, especially those around me here, the Stabroek crowd as I call them, and especially happy Christmas and of course a very prosperous New Year that will follow. I want them to be very moderate in their festivities because it's primarily a religious occasion, and I hope that they are not going to be reckless on the roads.
It was good wishing them Merry Christmas, meeting with the vendors, meeting with the business people in the Stabroek Market, and even meeting some people whom I haven't seen for a very long time, and being able to exchange that greeting of a Merry Christmas to themselves and family.
Following the meet and greet, the ministers also took time to listen to concerns of citizens before proceeding with the toy and snack distribution. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Youths in the mining town of Linden were on Thursday evening assured that government has been listening and their voices are being heard.
My friends, we hear your voices. We hear what you've been saying. We pay attention. We've come up here in our numbers. We hear what is being said in the villages and in rural areas. We hear what is being said in the neighborhoods. We hear what is being said in the National Assembly. We listen to you.
His Excellency David Granger. The head of state was delivering the feature address at the first annual Youth Empowerment Summit, hosted on the lawns of the Watuka Guest House, Linden, Region 10. President Granger reminded the youths that they are vital to the nation's development.
You will become the muscle and the brain to drive Guyana forward. You will become the motors of change and progress. But before you can do that, you need to be provided with the knowledge and the skills and the values. As you heard, the attitudes to gain the altitude if you are going to transform this country, transform this economy.
The head of state remarked that young people must be prepared to take up the mantle of leadership, and since assuming office, the coalition government has invested heavily in the education sector.
Education is top priority for me. It is essential if you're going to seek employment or to be self-employed. And we had a powerful education this evening. It is essential if you're going to be empowered.
This is the first annual Youth Empowerment Summit and Symposium, which saw youths delivering powerful presentations on major issues such as health, education, sport, and natural resources.
Scores of children living in villages along the Pomeroon River now have improved access to school with the handover of a new David G. boat.
The boat was a promise delivered by the Minister of Finance, the Honourable Winston Jordan, on Monday, following a request made during the ministerial outreach held in the Pomeroon several weeks prior. This donation is the third in the region's fleet. Speaking to InfoHub, Minister Jordan remarked that these gestures are the legacy of development for all.
Our legacy is that we gave 2-3 David G. boats that are forever transporting school children to schools where they are given free meals, where their attendance rates go up, where their success rates go out. I'm proud of this region because it has been able to match wits and match results with the best performance school in this country, which is Queen's College.
There were 2 David G. boats plying the route before the introduction of the third transportation vessel. The boat forms part of the Public Education and Transportation System, PETS, citing the difference between the temporary $10,000 school voucher touted by the previous administration and the services provided. The minister added that providing services like those in the 5Bs are worth a tremendous lot more to parents and students than a one-time voucher.
This is what we call progress. This is what we call meeting the needs of the people. This is what we call going into the communities, discoursing with the people, find out what they want and supplying it. This is the fastest turnaround between asking and giving. And this is what this government would like to become known for.
Regional Executive Officer Dennis Jaikaran noted that true development requires an investment in human resources, a reality reflected in the work of the coalition government. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
American Airlines is now landing at the Chattijagan International Airport from the John F. Kennedy Airport in New York. InfoHub was there to capture the landing of the inaugural flight.
The flight landed at the Chattijagan International Airport, CJIA, at 3 hours on Thursday morning from the John F. Kennedy International Airport, JFK, in New York. Prime Minister the Honorable Moses Nagamootoo said that the move allows for more competitions, noting that Guyana is now a preferred destination.
This is wonderful news for all people who commute between the United States and Guyana, and of course, particularly for Guyanese, because you have already American airline route connecting Miami, Georgetown, and now Georgetown, New York. So you'll have more Guyanese visiting home. There's competition. I hope it's going to result in lower fares eventually. But most importantly, it shows that Guyana has now become a preferred destination for international travelers.
InfoHub also spoke to some of the passengers on the first flight to Guyana who commended the flight's services.
I think this is great. It makes it a lot easier for me for traveling. My father lives in New York, so it's like super convenient. So that's fantastic. And it's quicker flight. It means I don't have to be on a plane for that long. So that's excellent. So I think it's really great, and I think it's awesome doing it. And it's awesome that I was on the first flight. I didn't realize that, so that was fantastic. It was really good. They did a really good job, and it's great.
It's very good. We had a little delay, but it's very good, and thankful that we reached safe and everything was okay.
The airline will now operate direct flights between JFK and CJIA daily. American Airlines has been plying the Miami to Georgetown route for just over a year, with their services deemed exceptional. Seneca Thorne, InfoHub.
The Department of Energy has defended its decision to implement short-term arrangements for the direct sale of the first 3 lifts of Guyana's portion of first oil from the Liza 1 program.
The Department of Energy, after careful consideration and advice from its experts and the Public Procurement Commission, has sought to pursue a 2-phase approach aimed at marketing Guyana's crude entitlement.
Director of the Department of Energy, Dr. Mark Bino. The short-term phase is set to commence this week with focus on setting national benchmarks for selling the country's share of its crude in the future. This will see selected companies being invited to bid for the country's product on a short-term basis. Crude marketing specialist Virginia Marcuzzi explained that these companies can help standardize Guyana's crude.
They can help us introduce the grade into the market in a very standard way. This is what we're trying to achieve here. Volatility for the Guyana's Liza new grade is not good. We're trying to create an environment whereby there is standardization and stabilization, not only of the quality of the grade, because at the beginning there are sediments and elements within the produced crude that doesn't stabilize the quality as such, and there are operational considerations as well in terms of the production rates.
The second phase involves the public request for proposals. This is for marketing services for Guyana's crude and is currently in the final stage of preparation. On Sunday, the department issued a release where it outlined a number of key considerations for the decision.
The Ministry of Finance, in collaboration with the Bank of Guyana and the Bureau of Statistics, has officially launched Guyana's National Summary Data page, which will provide easy access to various categories of data published by the three agencies.
The National Summary Data Initiative is part of the Enhanced General Data Dissemination System, which is promoted by the International Monetary Fund, IMF. It is used for the determination of Guyana's vital macroeconomic data. Speaking at the launch on Wednesday, Minister of Finance, the Honorable Winston Jordan, said that the project forms part of the administration's commitment to transparency and accountability.
We are in a pivotal moment in our country's history, for soil is eminent, as the Chief Statistician had indicated, and we expect that it will bring with it significant benefits to all of Guyana. However, the emergence of this complex industry is not without its challenges. We will have to ensure that the capacities of regulatory agencies are constantly enhanced and optimized so that we can maintain high levels of transparency and accountability, both of which are inextricably linked to our ability to generate and disseminate in a timely manner appropriate data and statistics. In this regard, the coalition government has consistently advanced initiatives that are designed to improve both the quality and quantity of national data.
Chief Statistician of the Bureau of Statistics, Lennox Benjamin, explained that the data page will be hosted by the Bureau of Statistics and will be providing easily available data published by the Bureau, the Bank of Guyana, and the Ministry of Finance.
I consider this afternoon's occasion, graced by the presence of the Minister, much more than just a symbolic gesture to formally launch Guyana's National Summary Data page, but rather it is a reaffirmation of the close working collaboration of the three key agencies which are tasked with monitoring, measurement, and management of the macroeconomy.
The data will be generated in keeping with international norms, classification, and standards.
A brand new $12 million bridge has brought relief to the East Coast Demerara communities of Plaisance and Sparendam.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, the Honorable Basil Williams, joined Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joseph Harmon, to commission the bridge. The absence of the much-needed facility, which now safely connects the two villages, was a cause of distress to residents for several years. The Director General said the issue of the bridge was brought to his attention during an outreach to the community.
We are sure, and that you are sure, that Guyana is on the right track under the leadership of Brigadier David Granger and the AP and the AFC administration. And I know that come March the 2nd, that you will give us that opportunity to continue this development which we have started, and to ensure that not only this bridge is fixed in Plaisance, but all of your streets, all of the water and everything, those matters which affect you on a daily basis.
A.G. Williams noted that the commissioning of the bridge represents a promise kept.
What you're seeing here this afternoon is delivery. The AP and UAFC, we deliver. And that's what happened today. But this is not an isolated event. You know the policy. We have a policy to deliver throughout the length and breadth of Guyana.
He said the restoration of infrastructure is one of the countless issues left by the previous administration that the coalition continues to remedy. Delivering remarks at the simple ceremony too were Regional Chair Genevieve Allen and community activist Conway Douglas. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
The Ghana Elections Commission says it is well on track for the hosting of general and regional elections on March 2, 2020.
Preparatory works for the upcoming polls include continuous engagements with stakeholders and the utilization of technical advisors. At its monthly press conference on Wednesday, Chair of the elections body, retired Justice Claudette Singh, assured that everything is on schedule.
We are moving, our work plan is on track despite what you might hear otherwise, we are on track for the conduct of elections on the 2nd of March 2020.
Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowenfield said the Commission is in the preparation phase of the printing of the revised list of electors. During the life of that list, the Commission will also move towards the conduct of nomination day activities. He said the Commission is still to decide on the accreditation of local observers for the elections.
I've been advised to indicate that all civil or civic society groups who have an interest should indicate their willingness to be local observers and submit to us in writing on or before the 31st of December that willingness, so that when the Commission assembles to deliberate on that issue, all the interested parties would have been in that submission.
With assistance from the United States Embassy here, the Commission will also be utilizing the services of the International Republican Institute, which will be providing technical support on voter education. 2 officials from Ghana and India, and another from Canada, will be providing technical support to the Commission. Reporting for InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
More than 175 residents of St. Ignatius Central Rupununi are now receiving potable water for the first time following the commissioning of a $15 million water supply system.
The new water supply system has a well of approximately 321 feet, the installation of transmission and distribution mains in excess of 35 service connections, including schools and dormitories. Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali, who was present at the commissioning ceremony, noted that it is mandatory that the people of the hinterland receive the same benefits as the persons living on the coast land.
This coalition government, under the astute leadership of President David Granger, believes that if the people in Georgetown can be exposed to good education, improved health services, water running in their taps, among other things, then the people in the hinterland areas must also be able to experience that.
In his remarks, Managing Director of GWI, Dr. Richard Van West Charles, said the establishment of wells in the hinterland will put an end to residents having to travel long distances to fetch water.
We were able to complete in this year alone the drilling of 22 wells, and never before in the history of this country. And that is with the direction of His Excellency in terms of us seeking to address the inequities that exist.
The GWI Managing Director also disclosed that for 2019, the utility company has completed drilling of 22 wells in various regions. These include wells at Shulinab and Miriwa in Region 9 and Region 7 and Amelia's Ward in Region 10. This is in keeping with GWI's goal to provide clean water for all Guyanese by 2025. For InfoHub, Ayana George.
A dual-purpose living quarters for high-risk maternity cases and accommodation for health sector staff at the public hospital Sadi complex on the Essequibo coast were commissioned.
The 30 by 80 foot concrete 2-story building has the capacity to house 16 beds on the lower flat, and it is here that the region's first maternity waiting home will be located. According to Acting Medical Superintendent of Public Hospital Sadi, Dr. Shania Reed, the facility will play an integral role in ensuring that maternity cases for riverine communities are monitored for safer deliveries.
We weren't able to monitor our foreign mothers because sometimes we had to discharge them and they had to go home to be monitored by healthcare workers who aren't really capable of managing, for example, our PIH mothers or mothers who are at risk of some complication during delivery, and so we can have a closer eye on them here.
Meanwhile, the upper flat has 9 self-contained rooms where medical staff from far-flung communities in the region will be housed when undergoing training and other purposes.
The upstairs also would be used as a facility when we bring out our healthcare workers from the lakes and the pump room. Instead of us paying their hotel fees and what have you. We are going to provide the opportunity for them to be here. And so it would allow us to be able to reduce on our expenditure as it relates to accommodation for those.
The building was commissioned by the Finance Minister, the Honorable Winston Jordan, who recently visited the region. The project was started by the regional administration in 2017 and completed with furnishing and other finishing touches this year with support from central government. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
The government of Guyana is collaborating with Serbia's Center for Geospatial Information Management to create its own geographic data and information framework.
This geographic data and information framework is referred to as a geospatial database, which is a computerized geographic location identifier. It's a virtual space where geographic information is stored for the purpose of topology and mapping in relation to boundaries on Earth, such as natural or structured features, including in the ocean as well. Earlier on Wednesday, Manager of the Information Systems Division at the Guyana Lands and Survey Commission, David Cole, explained that at the moment the government, through the GL and SC, was in discussion with Serbia to formalize cooperation between the two countries to create a spatial database for Guyana.
In an agency like ours, a land agency like ours, it's geospatial information is fundamental. And not just the lands and surveys, but many other agencies across government. And you can call any ministry, and they all have a relation from education to health to housing and the registries. Everybody has some relationship to land and relationship to a geographical location.
Cole explained that this is not the first time that discussions were held about creating a geospatial database, as Guyana has worked with other countries to get its geostructure up.
On the question of why it's important, and Darko alluded to it earlier, of the economic importance of using geospatial information. Generally speaking, geospatial information would help us contribute to achieving the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals. Geospatial information will help us to achieve our Green State Development Strategy, all right, because we got to bring together all this. It will help us to better manage the activities that are happening again in all the sectors, land-related management.
Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Oriala has welcomed government's effort to enhance infrastructure in the community with the commissioning of an $11 million stelling.
Speaking on the sidelines of the commissioning, Tushau Carl Pinu noted that the shed covering the stelling is an asset for the residents, particularly during the heavy rainfall period.
So this new stelling now will function to so the boats can moor here. Small boats and large boats can moor, and so we can get our lumber loaded here, we can get our farm produce loaded onto the boats, and when they return from the coast, the goods, whatever they bring from the coast will be unloaded quite easily here. The shed will be used also if it's sun, if it's rain, the passengers, the people traveling will shelter under there.
Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable David Patterson, remarked that every step of the project was done with the community in mind.
All of these works that we did, we purchased the materials directly from you in Oriala. Yes, and that came up to, in 2018, we purchased $4.9 million of timber right here for your projects. And that is something that the ministry always does. Whenever we do anything, we try to involve as much as possible the local community.
In conjunction with the project, river defense works were also executed, which entailed the construction of 30 meters of gabion mattress slope. Accompanying Minister Patterson was Minister of Public Security, the Honorable Kemraj Ramjatan, and Minister of Public Telecommunications, the Honorable Catherine Hughes.
Reporting from Oriala with videographer Kenyan Bacchus, Shaquille Bourne, for InfoHub.
With Christmas just around the corner, staff at the Chadichagan International Airport put on a special treat to greet passengers on 2 early morning flights which arrived on Friday.
It's 5 days until Christmas and thousands of Guyanese are returning home to enjoy the festivities. We spoke with a number of them that came here at the Chadichagan International Airport.
After spending more than 30 years abroad, Natasha Prasad returned home for the Guyanese Christmas. Natasha said she plans to challenge her taste buds.
It would
black cake for dessert.
And what does Christmas mean to you?
Just being with my family.
We were also fortunate to speak with two sisters who were pumped for the Christmas season.
Must have that pepper pot, that garlic pork. Must have a bit of the ginger beer to go with it, and the black cake.
I was here this year also.
Okay.
Yes.
And what will you be doing for Christmas?
Oh, well, I will be celebrating it in a different style because I love dancing. I have a wedding to go to, and I hope to enjoy that wedding.
Neil Saran has married into a Guyanese family and so made it to our shores to partake in what the season has to offer.
My wife and my 3 kids came 3 weeks ago, start vacation early, so now I'm here. I can't wait to see everybody. Well, I'm looking forward to my pepper pot, my mother-in-law's pepper pot, spending time with my in-laws, spending time with my family, swimming, good weather, a little bit of rain. Every second year we come back for Guyanese Christmas, so I'm also looking forward to the parties.
A few more incoming passengers shared their plans with InfoHub.
I migrated and I like coming back here, meet old friends and enjoy the festivities.
There's nothing like a Guyanese Christmas. Overseas Christmas is one day. Over here Christmas is like all month. So I can't wait.
A CJIA official explained the works behind the scenes to pull off day one of their 10th annual Christmas meet and greet.
2 months ago we started planning just to ensure that everything is on track, that we have our decorations up come December 1, and we were able to achieve that. But we could not have done it without the support of our hard-working staff.
Reporting from the Chedijagan International Airport with videographer Keon Blades, Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
Still deciding what to get the kids for Christmas? We took our cameras to one of the popular shopping centers, Gizmos and Gadgets, and spoke to one of their in-house experts, Brian Ramdeen. He told us what are the hottest selling items this season.
According to Brian, Hot Wheels and Legos are the go-to toys for your future drivers and builders.
So as you can see behind me, we have the famous, the most demanding Hot Wheels. We know that is a very hot seller for us throughout the year, and even as it comes closer to Christmas, parents are rushing in, grabbing Hot Wheels for their children. That goes really, really fast. That is like #1 item on all Christmas lists. Right? Because parents come in, they ask, do you guys have Legos? Like, yes, we do. They come in, they always shop for Legos. They never come and just find it, they always shop.
For the girls, it's all about unwrapping the surprise of the LOL doll.
Parents are always asking about LOL dolls, even throughout the year. And seeing that it's coming closer to Christmas, I know for girls from the smallest to the oldest, probably like up to 15 years, they still ask for LOL surprise dolls.
As we moved around, we met a parent who reaffirmed that the Hot Wheels and the LOL dolls are the it items for the season.
We're speaking to Rue. Rue's going to tell us what she would get her kids for Christmas. She has a boy and a girl. So Rue, is it difficult around Christmas time to get presents?
For me, no, it's not, because I know them and I get to know what they would like around this time. Because all year they're going to be all educational and so on, so something fun now. So for my son, he would definitely love this because it's a remote control car, right? And the color, it doesn't matter, it's just that he's gonna have fun with it, right? And for my daughter, she would definitely go in for the most trending toy right now, the LOL doll.
A few steps up Regent Street, we meet little Omari Curtis, who had a different Christmas wish list.
So we're up in footsteps and we're speaking to little Omari. Omari, thank you for speaking with us. Tell us your full name.
My full name,
Yes.
my full name's Omari Josiah Curtis.
All right, Omari, tell us about the toys that you want for Christmas.
A controller airplane.
Control airplane. Tell me a little bit about that. What is it like?
You have to get a controller, is get buttons, and you use the buttons for control it.
So we've checked out a few spots in downtown Georgetown, more on Regent Street. There are lots to choose from when it comes to shopping for toys for your kids, from the fun stuff to the educational stuff. So come on down and have fun this Christmas season. I am Felicia Valenzuela with senior videographer Teachball Bridgemahan for InfoHub.
This has been InfoHub Recap, which looked at major stories carried from December 14 to 20. Remember to subscribe to our website for more stories and follow us on our social media platforms. Also, do take some time to review the Diaspora Digest and other publications found on our website. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.